guys, what's up? Dmvdrakes here. We got Arcane Kaze with what?
With the pre-release Double Typhoon Cup Undefeated Leomon deck.
Say that one more time.
Undefeated Leomon Double Typhoon deck.
Cup.
Yep. Deck. Lions. Anyways, started off with just the eggs. We got 4 Fremon. It just draws you a card when swinging with the Leomon, plain and simple. There's an argument for adding a 1-up EX5 Nyaromon just for the DP, but I just went for the consistency for now. But going into our rookies, these are my 4 main goats. These are excellent searchers. Leomon, on play, reveals the top 5 and grabs you Leomon. Leomon, however, searches your security for anything with Leomon in its name, and then you recover afterwards. So you get all the information of your security. So if you see a giant missile in there, you're like, okay, I can make my plays around that. I'll sack them, whatever. The inheritables, though. You're going to see these inheritables on the 4s of their respective colors. They're all on deletion. D-Digivolve one, minus 2k DP on the other, and we'll get more into that as we go through the deck because they're all important for the top end. Rounding out the rookies, since this was the pre-release, I just ran 2 and 2 of the Terrier and the Lop. This was excellent for getting the Tamers in for free, and giving Leomon Alliance
for
is
2 less,
excellent.
not free.
Oh yeah, right, for 2 less, my bad. And this Lopmon giving Alliance to your top end is actually insane. The DP is good.
Giving Alliance period is
just
crazy.
Insane, exactly. Granted, I would run 4 of this, but the advanced deck only gave me 2 of each, so I just have to do it that way. But this definitely came in clutch, for sure. But yeah, definitely for a regular deck, I would probably suggest.
Tamers is good?
Oh yeah, surprise! Yeah, who would have knew? All right, going into our champions though, we got 4 of this Leomon. The green-black one just shares a inheritable with Leomon, and it'll have the exact same effect as Leomon. Basically, when these swing, they could go into their level 5s for a reduced cost of 1. This is just pretty good for ramping up, and then the level 5s have Fortitude, so then once they die, you get all the effects, and then you can just punish them. So yeah, these are just very solid. They essentially do the same thing. However, normally I would run 4 of this, but for the green cup, we run 3 of this Leomon from BT14. Normally it'd be at 2, but this is good. Oh yeah, for sure. This one is when attacking. For this one, the reason why we go 3 of is because it's a green tournament. Bloom is going to be suspended. Most things are just going to be suspended. So you push out and you swing with this, and you could go into any of your 6s for a cost of 6. And even though it does move the memory over quite a bit, your top end of Heavy Leomon mostly de-digivolves and removes shit anyways, so it's mostly fine. It definitely helps clear board quite a bit against a multitude of decks. For our 5s, it's pretty straightforward. We just go 4 and 4 of the Archetype 5s. The Grab Leomon, when Digivolving, bot decks a 4k DP or less Digimon, and gives Piercing as the inheritable. The 4k DP or less, it mostly gets rid of floodgates and stuff, so if your opponent's playing Pokemon, you don't care. You can now still play it by effect, because Fortitude plays itself when it gets deleted, so that is an effect. And then it also just gets rid of a lot of champions. So if anyone tries to like blast Digivolve or whatever while you're swinging, you just get rid of it and you just don't care. This Loader Leomon, it gives minus 3k DP, so a similar thing, but it definitely works very well with the de-digivolving because the minus DP lasts until the end of their turn. So at any time this gets deleted, you can de-digivolve, and then you could give them another minus 3k DP because it's also on play, and that's the same case for both of them. And all of that matters quite a bit because of our top end, the card of the hour, Heavy Leomon. This thing is insane. So for Digivolution cost of 4 over anything with Leomon in its name, you're going to de-digivolve something and bot deck a 6k DP or less Digimon. This is really good because it's when Digivolving and it's on deletion. Since this thing has Fortitude, it's just going to come back and it's just going to punish you for punishing it, basically. And if that's not enough, this is what really sells it as a fake blue card for real. At the end of attack, you bot deck a 4k DP or less Digimon, and if you can't, you unsuspend. So you're bot decking, you're unsuspending, this is honestly, it damn near identifies as a blue card half the time, if I'm being honest. And then, of course,
So it's
supporting
black-blue.
It's honestly black-blue, yeah. And supporting it, Bancho Leomon, excellent control pivot if you need it. This thing, on play and when digivolving, of course, it suspends one of your opponent's Digimon, but all turns once per turn. Whenever anything becomes suspended, you neg something by 4k DP and give it sec check -1. So even during your opponent's turn, if they try to swing, you just give it sec check -1. There's been many number of times when I was practicing this deck where it just saved me from my opponent having game, and it was just excellent all around. Now going into this next part, well actually, first let me just show you. I'm running 2 courts because it's the green tournament, and I want to punish all my opponents for swarming the board. It's happened a couple of times, especially against Bloom, where you just go into this and you're like, okay, I'll swing in trash security and just have game. Honestly, 2 courts is the way to go in my opinion for this tournament, but regardless, our Tamers I'll actually do next before the options. First, we got 2 Mimis. I think this is still the best green tamer. Yeah, memory setter.
There's no reason to explain me.
Exactly. I don't even need a hybrid.
For game?
Exactly. You don't even need a hybrid in this deck because you just consistently Mimi for game. Your shit's mostly Indomitable, or Fortitude rather, so you'll almost always have like a 5 or higher Digimon on board. It's just excellent. However, a tamer that I didn't expect to do insanely well, but I pivoted to it last minute the day before. TK and Izzy. Now, the start of main for gaining memory, right? If your opponent has a level 5 or higher, you gain 1. If you have a level 5 or higher, you gain 1. In a green-only tournament, a lot of green decks are probably going to get to level 5 very easily for the first part. And similar to the point I made with Mimi, you'll likely always have a level 5 or higher because you're Fortitude, so you'll almost always just get to memory. However, your turn effect. Normally, when you digivolve into a green or yellow, suspend it to -1k DP, usually pretty lackluster, but in this deck, it helps you hit a lot of technical numbers that you need. Culprit number 1 of this, grab Leomon. If there's something with 5k DP, you swing with this, go into Grab Leomon, suspend, and now you can bottom deck anything with 5k DP or less. But that's not all. If anything, so Rapidmon for instance, normally they're always 7k. You digivolve into Heavy Leo, you suspend this. If you digivolve whatever was over Rapid, if it was, you can now bot deck it because it's 6k DP or less. This comes up for a lot of other decks because most level 5s are 7k. The only deck that you gotta watch out for this for is really Dire Rabbitmon because their 5s are 8k. But I mean, if you got 2 of these in play, you should be fine. This also just gives you enough memory to just work with throughout all of your turns. This is definitely the all-star tamer, honestly, alongside Mimi. You can really go through either of them if you like. For the options, we got 3 agility training and 2 double typhoon. I don't have to explain trainings are broken. Double typhoon, this gets you any green card and any tamer. But on top of that, you could play out, like, let's say this Lopmon for free, and now you could just give any of your stacks Alliance. So it keeps up the aggression while your Leomon stack is already keeping control by bottom decking a bunch of stuff. This is just a really good option overall. Then for the removal options, we got Flashy Boss Punch and Giant Missile. Originally I was running like 2 Giant Missile or 2 Giant Missile, one of these. I just decided to go with 2 in the end because being able to neg something by 12 and then swing is really good, especially if you have Alliance or you need to warp, you know, the whole 9 yards. So yeah, also helps the BT14 Leomon because if something is still alive but it's suspended, you can now swing into it because it's most likely gonna have fewer DP just in case something's suspended and they just have a bunch of DP all turns, and then you can just still warp regardless. Only happened once, but it's pretty niche, but still good. Anyways, Giant Missile, bot decks things. It's kind of a better Grandel Soul. That's about all I have to say about it. Grandel Soul is good because you reduce the cost, but Giant Missile,
2 things.
Just
Suspending 2 things.
Exactly, suspending 2 things is really good. And then last but not least, this is like just the bannable card. HPD. I don't really have to explain this. In this deck though, it's really good with the with either Warp Leo, mostly the BT14 one, because BT14 warps for a cost of 6, and yeah, and it just makes it 1. So overall, I don't, it's just HPD, guys. You run it. But yeah, that's the Leomon deck. I'll probably be back to explain what it's like in the regular meta, but for the green only tournament, the deck's really dope. That's all from me.
All right. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.
Yep. Come through for Terrier Typhoon Tuesdays if you want to win
Starting
that match.
March 5th.
Yes, sir. We'll see you there.